Good morning, January 22nd, here in the studio again, but good news, we are taking the camera out on the road, which I haven't done in a while and I'm super excited about. And today I'm kind of brainstorming and just sort of, I don't know, I'm gonna be talking to you guys today about the things that form us, like just what caused me to want to be an editor, what caused me to want to do vlogging, what caused me to love this that I'm doing right now. Like, what are the things that formed me to that? I'm gonna try to do my best today throughout the day as things come up and I remember things that really formed me into who I am. I'm gonna try and share them with you guys. So I would love to hear the things that formed you. So as you watch today's, I hope you guys will be commenting and liking, letting me know what things in your life formed you, what made you the person you are right now. All right, roll the logo. Okay, time to hit the road. Let's go. Okay, here we go. Heading out the door. First stop is Starbucks. And on to the office. Before I go, I am gonna clear off my wife's car because I'm a nice guy. If you're watching and you have a wife, you should do this. It's just a good thing. But first, coffee. Man, that sunrise and that Starbucks in the background, it's like a really good day. All right, so I get a question all the time about why I get coffee. Let me explain why. I just like coffee. It just tastes num-num. Hey Google, navigate to work. Okay, things that formed me. Number one, my mother. So those of you who are watching this who knew my mom know exactly what I'm talking about. My mom had character. She had pizzazz. She taught me that no matter what this world throws at you, life is good. Everything's gonna be okay. I learned from her and my grandmother, who both lived at home. They were kind of like co-mommies for a little while in my life, that when bad things happen, it's best just to laugh at them. I'm not even kidding you, this is a true story. My grandmother went outside one day and her car was on fire. She walked back in and set her keys on the table, sat down gingerly and said, car's on fire, and started to laugh, because the reality is you can't change it. You can't go back in time. There's no reason getting upset about it. And so I learned from them at an early age that when life throws you hard things, you can overcome them. Now, here's where I'm gonna admit, sadly, that I've lost touch with some of that reality. And this is another reason why I love vlogging, because it's a trip down memory lane for me, and it reminds me of who I ought to be. And so, reminder number one, Steve, you need to laugh at this world when it gives you a bunch of crap, because the reality is, you can't change it anyway. So just have fun, enjoy life, stop being so pent up and angry at all the little things that go wrong. And you know, preach. Anybody comment below if you understand what I'm saying. Yeah. Just laugh at the world, man. All right, number two, coming up soon. Made it to the office. I've got like maybe 3 more things that I would contribute to me being who I am today, and I'm gonna share with you in a second, but let me get in here and get some things done, all right? So, one second. This is one of my favorite spots to just come, walk, think, and clear my head. So, on to number 2, thing that formed me, school. School formed me. All you completely backwards morons that picked on people, especially a guy named Lemon with big giant eyes and Coke bottle glasses and, yes, even really long hair. I mean, I was a dork. Check this out. But that didn't give you the right to pick on me, but I'm glad you did, because it gave me the fortitude I needed in order to be able to overcome all the obstacles that I was going to face in my future. So thank you for being a complete moron. Seriously. Alright, so it's a little blistery cold out here, but let's get to number 3. So number 3 is probably the best of all these things. It's my wife. My wife, Amber, second only to God and my mom, who I believe are like the same, because without my mom, God couldn't have brought me here. Without God, my mom couldn't have brought me here. But so my wife is the next most important thing. She taught me to be, well, to prove it. My wife has taught me to prove it. So number 3 is my wife. And what I mean by prove it, she's not satisfied with me just saying I'm gonna do something. She wants me to do it. So she pushes me hard all the time. And so she has formed me into the man that I've become by saying things like, do you love me? Well, prove it. Do you love our kids? Well, prove it. Do you want good things in our future? Well, then prove it. Do you want financial stability? Well, then prove it. So Amber, thank you so much. I know that you put up with a lot from me, but thank you so much, because what you have said to me about proving the person that I am out, it's really changed me. So thanks a lot. Man, it's bright out here. And number 4 has to be my kids. My kids are, bar none, the most important thing in my life. Well, let me say this. The reason why I think my kids have formed me into the man that I've become is because they forced me to make some very, very important decisions early on in my life. I had no choice but to become mature pretty much overnight. When you have kids as young as we had kids, you really didn't have an option but to do the right thing for them. I mean, after all, they didn't decide to come into this world. They didn't ask to be born. They didn't ask for all those things. So it's my responsibility to make sure they got what they needed. And I worked really hard to make sure that they did. And I absolutely loved it. So my kids are a huge part of what made me who I am today, the drive that I have. So thank you, Anthony and Chris, for all the things that you've been to me in my life, including a pain in my neck. I love you. But most of all, the thing that has made me into who I am today are the mistakes. I mean, let's be honest. I could have shot this in the studio. I'm starting to think maybe coming out here and walking in this frozen cold was a mistake. But the most impactful thing in my life has been the mistakes that I've made. Whenever I make a mistake, I am taught what not to do. Mistakes help kids learn right from wrong, because when something is painful, you choose not to do that again. I have really learned my most valuable things from the mistakes that I've made. I can't imagine who I would be today without those mistakes. You know, my kids, for example. I had those kids way too early, but they are one of the best things that ever happened to me. So my question for you today, as I end the vlog, is what are the things that formed you? Comment below. Give me a list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I love hearing from you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for being a part of this community. Click the subscribe button. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. And with that, I am going to get out of this cold and maybe possibly grab something to eat. So, all right, I'm out of here. See ya. Speaking of mistakes, that might have been one.